Hello again, YouTube! This is Dr. Kendo, and I'm here with Scribblenauts Unlimited, the Object Editor commentaries, where I create your favorite characters in the Scribblenauts Unlimited Object Editor, which is only on the Wii U and PC versions of the game. We're starting off with a beast as the source object. Oh, before I'm off that topic, I do want to say I just create whatever is most popular or most requested by the most amount of different viewers each week in your comments below and whatnot, so it's crazy because this, starting off with a beast as the source object, may not be kind of your first inclination if you were going to create this character. I'm adding a road hump down here for a little bit fatter of a belly, but I don't want it to be down, like, I guess in place just right this second. But now we're taking cesium for the pants. This is actually, I'm creating an Overwatch character named Winston. So anybody that knows Winston from Overwatch, he's basically this big gorilla, but people would be probably wondering, why didn't you just then create a gorilla? Well, there's kind of several, I guess, reasons for that I might get into in just a little bit. They're sort of complex. We took the upper kind of almost thigh piece, but in the front of the rhino. So the upper leg piece in the front for a rhino, that's kind of where his shins, or, the bottom parts of Winston's legs are right now. Sticky hand, twice, is going to be the back feet for Winston, his gorilla feet. And something that I'm realizing, actually, I'm going to take away the second cesium that I put down right here on the other leg that's in the back, because we're actually not really going to see that a lot. So we can save stamp space by actually removing that, and then I'll put the road hump down for his kind of lower belly parts and stuff, because the beast doesn't really have a lower belly, it's just all chest. And so anyway, I took the body of a robot right now, and then just painted the beast's kind of upper legs here, and we put down a rhino again, that same front piece, upper leg piece in the front legs, but behind. So the one that's in the back, but the front legs. And then also I've taken an octopus tentacle piece right there that just to put sort of above the robot body, but on the upper legs of the beast. Using that same rhino piece, once again, it's going to be sort of for the chest plate cover. And we're going to take a mechanical bull and just take kind of the base of that bull, the mechanical bull machine, and that's going to be for a part on his chest right here. It's just below the kind of like chest armor and whatnot. There's this kind of silvery metallic-y thing. Thresher shark, we're going to take that sort of bottom fin right there in the front side, paint it sort of metallic-y color or whatever you kind of feel would best represent that coloration. And it's going to be, I guess, sort of the start of these, which is the stapler. I took stapler and did that twice. That's going to be like for his thruster pack on the back, to make him do that jump. Then we've got a T-Rex. I took basically just above the foot of a T-Rex. We took that upper ankle shin piece, as well as a ram's horn. A ram's horn is going to be the coil that sort of connects into that piece, but also connects back to those staplers. And I'm using Saturn for the little planetary emblem there that's on his, I guess, bicep or his shoulder armor, I should say, more so. And a motorcycle glove we're going to put for the front hand or foot. No, hand. Yeah, if it's a gorilla, they sort of walk on their front hands, so it's like a foot hand. But the reason that we haven't put down the other motorcycle glove is because we need the one that faces the other way. If you notice, the one motorcycle glove we did put on just shows the palm facing us, the viewer. Well, to get past this, we typed in motorcycle glove, put it down on the map, and then we're going to edit that piece and press this kind of upper right icon of, it looks like a trash bag or some sort of bag or whatever, and it shows both gloves. Then you just need to make sure and grab that other glove that's to our right, the motorcycle glove that's facing the other side, the opposite side. Copy it, mess with it, make sure that it's in your panel of objects or whatever. We're going to throw away that motorcycle glove now. Okay, so anyway, you saw on the left side, now you can grab it. It's in your panel of just recently used stamps. Whenever you type in a stamp and use it, it'll show up in your panel on the left side whenever you click the stamp button. Speaking of stamps, hopefully you just noticed we did reach the stamp limit. So Scribblenauts Unlimited, while it has the name Unlimited, there is a limited amount of stamp space, meaning basically a stamp is any sort of object that you use to create your overall character or object. And so it does have a limit in this game. But anyway, we are editing properties and scripting right now, so this is where I generally like to read background information and fun facts about whatever we're creating in this series. And so I will assume that many of you know what Overwatch is, but just in case not, we'll do some background info on the game and then the character of Winston. So Overwatch is a multiplayer FPS developed and published by Blizzard. I've loved many past Blizzard games, so I'm really sad that I actually haven't played Overwatch yet. But anyway, the game places an emphasis on co-op play, and there are various heroes with their own roles and abilities, like how TF2 classes all have their own weapons and abilities and roles. I think it looks awesome, and if someone wants to gift it to me on Steam, I will love you always. But yes, now about Winston, the character that we've created today. His role is to be a tank on the team, but he does wield a few epic inventions, making him more than just the usual tank. He's got a super jump pack, which is why we'll script him in Scribblenauts here to have a super high jump, but he also has a portable shield projector and his Tesla cannon, which emits a short-range electric barrage attack. Sadly, I will show you why we won't be scripting or using a Tesla cannon here in Scribblenauts in a little bit, and we're just creating his common free classic skin today, but the characters in Overwatch can have different skins or costumes unlocked as you play the game. I do love Winston as a character, but if I played Overwatch, I basically always play support characters, specifically healers in these types of games, so I would find a character like Mercy, probably, or one of the supports. Hopefully you saw we started off with the head as the source object, because now we're going to be creating Winston's head, and of course I took the head of a gorilla, so finally we've got the gorilla portion this time, and the reason that I started off with a beast instead of the gorilla is the gorilla is too sideways, and I also thought that the gorilla is kind of curving back. We would have used more stamps to, I guess, make that look how it should for Winston. So the beast was really good, and the beast moves like a gorilla sort of does. So anyway, I've taken a Robosaur. We just grabbed that same piece that we did on the T-Rex, but this time on the Robosaur, and it's like a shin or ankle piece. And then I put that over the gorilla's ear right now, and then I'm taking a clip, you know, like a gun clip, and fireball. The clip went behind the earpiece right here, and so will the fireball, so kind of just adjusting things as I see fit. It's going to be a lot of trial and error as I'm placing down all of these stamps. It's going to be pretty crazy. His head has a lot of detail in it. Really, a lot of this character is detailed, you know, so there's a lot to cover. A pearl is going to be the back helmet piece that's colored kind of orangish. And an octopus, we took this almost straight tentacle from the octopus that does have a slight bend in it right there at the end. That's going to be like the outer casing of his helmet. Hopefully that makes sense. It's going to be just sort of the edges of that helmet or whatever. And then a hair, we're going to just take hair and put that right here. It's going to be above his brow a bit. I might need to move that in just a second. And a T-Rex, we're going to use that same piece that we did last time with the T-Rex and the Robosaur. Just take that shin piece again above the foot, and here we go. Placing it down there, painting it a metallic color, and then we've got an octopus, this almost V-shaped tentacle. That's going to be for his brow right here. And that T-Rex piece is like a metallic-y thing above his forehead. You know, it's part of the armor and whatnot on his head. And then I'm going to go with glasses, and we are going to put the eyes within this, but it's important to note that one of the glasses on the frames for one of them, you can see that I've colored it his skin color or whatever, the gorilla skin, but then the other one I didn't, because the other one, we're looking at it sort of from a side angle. It's almost completely sideways to his head, but not fully sideways, so again, almost. But with the goldfish bottom fin, we can see this eye much closer up, but I'm going to use a pimple for the other eye. So again, we're creating kind of this perspective that we're mostly sideways, but we can see a little bit of his other side, and so that would then mean that the glasses, that frame for the, I guess, other eye, you know, the one that's to our right, his left eye, that one would be off the face. In essence, we would see it. How do I explain that? Again, viewing it from the side, you know, it's not covering the skin right there. We put down the upper tentacle piece of a jellyfish, and that's going to be starting off for his mouth. I think I'm going to try to add more if I have enough stamp pieces to finish out his mouth, because I wouldn't like to finish there, but I did put it past the gorilla's head, so that's actually to make it to where it looks like his bottom lip is a little bit more forward than the top lip. So I did actually go over the line on purpose for the gorilla's head. A heart, the shape, is for the nose, and then the back tail piece of a cobra twice is going to be for the nostrils and the nose, as well as some more helmet piecing right here down kind of closer to his chin. And then we're taking a sphinx, the creature sphinx of course, and taking that back leg in the back, and this is going to be a 29-page library arm shape that's going to kind of finish off this helmet piece down here, the white portion of his helmet below the sphinx leg. And then we also use that same arm piece to finish out the mouth, so shrunk it down really small, painted it black, and looky here, once again we've reached the stamp limit for the head now with this last kind of pimple, these two pimple pieces that I'm putting on that Robosaur ear helmet piece. So whenever you create a head and a body separately in Scribblenauts Unlimited, you do want to make sure that you have gone into the scripting for the head and click the equipment tab under the properties editor and make sure that it can be worn on the face like glasses, and that will let it be sort of in the right position and whatnot, but will also the head will attach to where it should on the body, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So let's give our head to the body. It is going to be off right now. The reason is because we would have had no idea exactly where this head is going to go, matching up after you create it. So to get it in the right position, we're clicking on the body right now to edit the body then, and you click this top right icon on the left side of the screen in your panel of like buttons that you can press. And the top right one has Maxwell's head with like a banana and a wheel or something. When you click that, it shows these green grids. They show up, and those green grids are basically every sort of joint or every piece that moves on your creation, So that big one there by his head is obviously where his head is going to be on the grid. So you just keep on editing that. I needed to make it rotate down a little bit, but then also move it down and move it back kind of closer to the body because the head needed to be closer in. So here you go. You can see that now after we've done kind of some trial and error editing of that, there's Winston's head. It looks like it's on right, it's on straight. And so now I will demonstrate why I couldn't give him kind of a stun gun and let him hold it, because here I'm using a huge stun gun and giving it to the character, but you can see with the beast, it holds it in its mouth. And I think a lot of the four-legged kind of creatures in this game will hold weapons in their mouth. So you can see why I did not give him a big gun or anything. But anyway, let's have him fight something. This is just a test. Angry, powerful villain. I think he's gonna beat it and no problem. Yeah, it was like 2 hits. And so that's looking good so far. So let's have him fight something a little more his level. Maybe. I created this character so long ago. Here's my Donkey Kong. It's the Battle of the Apes. This was so long ago. And so we're gonna put the adjective of hostile on our Donkey Kong so that these two will fight. And so it looks like it's, somewhat more evenly matched, but I can see that Winston is definitely gonna win this one. He has crazy bashing power, and I think that's how it should be. I mean, he's a pretty epic tanking character, although we would need some kind of death battle-esque sequence to see really who would ultimately win that, if this was realistic, to those two universes at least. So now I've got Knuckles from Sonic Boom, so Boom Knuckles or whatever, and made him hostile so that he will also attack. It looks like Winston made mincemeat of him too, so who could stop Winston from Overwatch? We'll put Thumpback, one of the Skylanders, that would be, of course, for those who don't know. And so apply the adjective once again, and let's see them battle it out here. It's sort of a battle between two giants, and it's actually much closer this time. Winston has taken some damage from previous battles, though I have not subbed him out, so it looks like he's still gonna win, and with a pretty big lead over Thumpback. But that's pretty cool. I think that the game looks awesome. I hope that I can get Overwatch somehow, some way. You guys don't want to buy it for me, do you? Steam ID, Dr. Kendo? Huh? I'm just kidding. Or am I? But seriously, I love all of you. Keep rocking. This week's characters was actually a tie. It was a tie between Overwatch characters and Funtime Freddy and Funtime Foxy from Sister Location. So we will actually create those Sister Location animatronics next week. Funtime Freddy and Foxy. So I hope you guys are looking forward to that. And I'll catch you on the next vid. And thanks for viewing.
Down the road of twists and turns.